Welcome to the happy hour. Try to say that a few times. And
Happy hour and FTL.
STL right here on the In Your City show at the Loot Information Station, lootinfo.com, 24/7, streaming your shows along with ours. Of course, we'd love you to go to our YouTube channel at lootinfo.com or the In Your City show and subscribe. If you want to get a hold of us, you've got a great story that you'd like to share, reach out to us at the In Your City show on Facebook, Instagram, and tell us what you'd like to talk about. Or maybe, like we said, you've got a great story to share. Presented by City Lifestyle Magazines, Clayton, Chesterfield, and St. Charles County. You can get your copy by reaching out to us at citylifestyle.com. And of course, if you are one of the great lucky ones that get it sent to your house, even better. We hope you're enjoying it. We are in our August issue right now, but gosh, next week, it's kind of creepy, scary how time is flying. I mean, we're going to be in September in a hot second. We're already talking about Labor Day. The magazine is going to be out next week. It's like, how does it just keep happening so fast?
I know.
I don't know what to do to slow it
I can't
down.
believe just the whole kids going back to school. That's always my indication that boy, summer's almost over.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
it is for that.
it is for them, right? Again, but I mean, we're excited. It's not. We're gonna try to extend it one extra day for them by hitting the road to Branson, which is a great road trip to be able to do. It's gonna take what, like 4.5 hours to be able to go there, and
4 if I'm driving.
4 if you're driving. No, because we have the grandkids, so you
That's
can't
true.
drive. You can't drive like that. I think it's 3 hours and 48 minutes, so it's actually not too bad.
Not
It's
too-
under 252 miles. Did you know that Branson was founded in 1882 by Reuben Branson? I didn't know that Branson was named after
I don't know a
someone.
whole lot of history about Branson. All I know is that it's, a great place to go and hang out. It's changed a lot though.
Yeah, I haven't been there since I was 12, so it's going to look really
For you,
different
it
to me.
really has. I think I was 29, 30.
A little bit
Less-
closer. It's
yeah.
still a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I printed off like the 15 top things to do. So to figure out, well, I guess we'll just kind of wing it. Of course, we're going to go to Silver Dollar City. We've got to see that. But apparently, there's a cool roller coaster. I don't know if I brought all the cool things that there's. Do you remember the name of the roller coaster? There's gosh, I was looking to see if it was on there, but it's not seeing it. Apparently the cinnamon bread. So I'm hungry right now. That's the first thing that popped out to me was cinnamon bread because I'm hungry. But yeah, I did not know. I mean, I really didn't know that it was named after somebody and officially became a town in 1912. So looking forward to a little road trip happening. We do have a great show, and I know you got some things you were going to tell me about that's going on. But first, I want to let everybody know we've got John Lohr, who's going to be on the show. He's a gifted photographer. He reminds us of power of connection in a fast-paced world. And then we're going to speak to Dan Abel Jr. And if he walks in this door without chocolate,
we're going to be upset.
We are going to be so mad.
So he's listening.
Bissinger's Handcrafted Chocolatier. He is the chief chocolate officer there. What a great job that is, or to own it. Over 350 years of confectionery. That is an incredible number to say. 350 years, Bissinger.
Wow.
Of course, Dan hasn't been around 350 years, right?
No.
But he is definitely carrying forward a sweet legacy here in America. I mean, there were 1,000 locations, so it's quite incredible how the rural recipes, as they call it, have come into modern innovation with how they do it. I actually took a tour of their location here in St. Louis where they make all the chocolate. It's really fun and it's fascinating too because those chocolates are handcrafted as well. But we're going to hear all about that from Dan and talk about it. But I'm excited to have them on. I love Bissinger's chocolate.
I do
There's
too.
stuff going on. So what you were going to tell me about something and
well, today it is we celebrate National Radio Day.
Yeah, how fun is
that? To the power of the airways. From the very first broadcast of today's FM, AM, satellite, and streaming stations, radio has always been about one thing: connection.
So FM, AM obviously is first. Do you have when AM started radio or when FM started?
Nope.
Oh, good homework.
No, didn't do that.
Maybe if,
even in the world of podcasts and playlists, radio still reaches more than 90% of Americans every week.
Wow. So video didn't kill the radio as the song.
Well, as right now, people are in their cars driving from work in traffic, and they're wanting to get their minds off their daily work, and then they got to listen to us.
I don't know if I'm old, but I listen to radio. I'm not one to hook on to my phone and, I mean, I do if I want. I mean, actually, to be honest, if you would go on to luinfo.com and hit listen live, you're going to listen to the radio, the audio, and it's crystal clear. So you're going to get a much clearer version by listening to an app. I'm just bad about pressing the buttons, and I got to do it quick enough at a stoplight. I'm trying not trying. I'm not texting or using my phone when I'm driving. I don't want to say I'm trying not to because I've made a decision to not run over anybody.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to stay off my phone. And you know what? It's the greatest thing in the world, though, because if you want to get somewhere, go ahead. Just try to pick up your phone at a stoplight, because the minute you do that,
Always, without fail. If you want to get on your phone at a stoplight, it will turn green.
Absolutely does. Every
100%.
time, all the time.
All the time.
And if you actually are in a hurry and you try to not, to pass a light, that's when they turn red.
So if you're in your car and you're listening to us right now and you are at a stoplight, just get on your phone and try to look something up.
It's going to turn green. Let us know if it happens.
Yeah, but then once you start to go, put your phone down.
And the other thing too, if you are listening on the Lou Info, you can comment kindly. Notice I put the word kindly. I really don't want your bad opinion, but if you got something nice to say, that would be great. So what's going on with Travis Kelce? I'm now. It has nothing to do with football. It has nothing, I'm just infatuated with their love.
Okay, we're not talking about their love today. We are talking about the love of something with Travis Kelce, but it's not.
Look at that.
Taylor Swift. It is the love of a good steak. So 1587 Prime Steakhouse is a new restaurant opening in Kansas City. It is owned by Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. They're the two Chiefs players. Of course, 1587 being 15 Mahomes jersey number and 87 being Kelce's number.
That's cool.
So that combined.
Like they need more money.
Yeah, so it's 10,000 square feet.
Do you think they had to get a loan?
Oh.
Think they're making
I think their names
payments?
are just attached to this thing. If you want my honest opinion.
When we go to Kansas City,
cool?
which we will be there in January because we have our national conference there, we are definitely. In fact, we should probably. I bet. Do you think you'd have to have reservations pretty far in advance for that restaurant being just opening? It's probably just going to be
I'm sure.
incredibly packed. Yeah. Is it open now or going to be open?
It's opening in a matter of it's opening the day after the first week of football.
Oh, that's a cool.
I mean, the first week after football starts.
So I wonder if they're going to have that. You need to talk to Steven and them and find out if they're having like an opening night, because I would imagine that the players are going to be there to support it.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
I would love to be in the middle of that. Not the sidelines, in the middle.
It's going to have stuff like custom butters, bone marrow, garlic hibiscus, and potential items like A5 cappuccino. What is that? Tuna tartare. I know what that is. Wagyu beef, of course. Sometimes Wagyu doesn't. It's okay. I just want a good. My favorite steak was always the porterhouse steak. I always loved a porterhouse steak.
You know what? It's funny.
I know people like fillets.
I think we've been eating bad food for so many years until we realized that we should have this kind and this kind instead. There is a different taste, which should be a good thing, but there really is a different taste to meat when it's truly grass-fed beef or Wagyu. There is Wagyu steak. There is a different taste to it, and it's the way it should taste, I'm sure, because it's fresh beef. But I have to say there is a little bit of a different taste. Now, I did have a ribeye, and I'm a filet mignon girl, so I had a ribeye, which I used to like. I think it's maybe a little fattier than the filet. Maybe that was the taste difference too. So I'd like to try that.
It's in the Lowe's Kansas City hotels where it's going to be located.
Oh, and that's where we've stayed before.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get to stay there again.
So I'm trying to figure out, because we've been there. It's 10,000 square feet across 2 floors. Wow.
That's a big restaurant, definitely.
So it's going to be interesting on how they do that. But
it's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm sure Taylor Swift's going to be there on their opening, and I need to be part of it.
And you know what's cool, though? By the time we get there in Kansas City, we're there in
January. There'll be a few months of opening.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking reservations, definitely.
Are
in order. Well, as I mentioned before, our first guest today is John Moore. He is a fabulous photographer. We are so lucky to have him a part of our magazine, bringing some great photography as well as what he does all over St. Louis. He's traveled the world before he's come back to St. Louis here. So we're excited to meet him. And watch this. I'm just going to swoon my chair. Bam. There you.
Great.
Show. I'm glad you made it. I know traffic is a bear these days. I mean, there's like not a highway here in St. Louis that you can go anywhere that you are not bustling in some sort of construction traffic.
Well, I'm not going to complain. Living in California is a little bit worse.
You're right.
So I'm not going to start
It's
that.
true. It's called,
Yeah.
yeah, somewhere too. A sort of family.
Yeah.
Photography and video.
Well, when I first moved to China, we were just doing like international teaching. They hired me too, because if you have a bachelor's degree, you can teach there. And I taught preschool,
Oh, how fun.
which meant I just played the guitar and like sang songs and stuff like that.
Kumbaya.
Yeah.
I always tell Kelly do the Three Stooges alphabet song. Be Bible, be by be by biggie by then.
I don't know that one.
You don't know that one?
I don't know.
You'll notice throughout the time that you're around Gordon, there's things that come out of him that there's no reason why it's in his brain. I've never heard it in my life until he said it the other day, and he sang more than what he just did for you.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Every letter in the alphabet and put it in front of the C, psi, C.
Oh, yeah, okay.
E, I, E.
I know the apples and bananas one.
Bananas?
You know, apples and bananas, and then you apples and bananas and eeples and baninis and those.
And we expect our children to learn from these things that we come up to sing about.
Maybe that's why kids are a little confused with the vowels.
So confused these days. I'm confused these days. All right, so what inspired you to pick up the camera for the first time? Do you have
Oh boy.
We put a little bit up there of which doesn't even tell your complete story, but your photography is gorgeous. You have some different styles, which is cool. You're not really a one size fits all. I mean, you really have some different looks. One of them, which we're showcasing in our upcoming September style issue. What is her name? She's the Pulitzer.
That's Kara Stark.
At the Pulitzer.
Yeah, the Pulitzer Museum.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She looks like she should be in a speakeasy somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody in a speakeasy?
Maybe something like that could even work too. But you have different styles. Even there it is. That's the one we've got in the magazine that's coming up. I mean, look at just the way her silhouette. I mean, how did you? How many times did you do that to get that to actually fall?
That one was pure luck.
Wow.
After I shot it, I looked at it and I showed her and I was like, look at that. It's just, I can't believe it.
Like the silhouette of her body to a degree there.
And that was her idea too, which was great. I love incorporating that. I think the style differences come from the cinematography background, because you don't know what your director is going to want. So
very true. You've got to be able to adapt to what is needed, right? So, and I'm sorry, I've said that, and then I asked Gordon to put some pictures up, but I did ask, when is it that you decided to pick up a camera and start telling a story by your lens?
Well, all my life I wanted to be a doctor, and then I kind of switched gears when I was in college, and yeah, I just felt like that field might not be a good fit for me. So, camera, my dad's Fuji or Minolta, and then everybody said it wasn't. They're like, it's okay, but you have like an eye.
That's the key.
Try to maybe pursue this, and then I called my parents and said, hey guys, I don't think I'm going to go to med school.
Wow. Did they let you
my
go
whole life? My whole life, right?
Yeah, that must have been a shocker.
It was, but my dad said, I don't care what you do it for 8 hours a day. You'll get good enough to where someone will want to pay you to do it.
And you'd be working a lot more than 8 hours a day as a doctor.
Yeah, well, that's true.
So their pay scale's a little different, probably being a.
So what kind of doctor were you going to be?
I wanted to be emergency room doctor.
Oh,
see that?
That's intense.
This one you can at least go to bed at night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Emergency room doctor. I mean, I don't see how doctors do it. If you lose somebody on the table, or that's stuff that's going to be stressful all night long. This, it's only my gosh, if I would have done this differently, I could have got this shot. You know,
Yeah.
that's the worst.
So you maybe missed the baby being born, but you know, go have
Yeah.
another.
Yeah. So you guys will forgive me if my memory card fails or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll remember that.
You realize you have no memory cards. I've done that before,
Mhm.
for the show, and it's like it's adjusted out that one time where
Exactly. So photography definitely it allows us to have memories. There's so many things that I remember just because we have photos of it. You know, our kids now we're inundated, you know, with photos and videos and memory and that, but they really tell a story. And you've talked about photography being a way to unify people in a fragmented world. Can you share a moment of how your photos do that?
Well, right now, in this time that we're in, we're all like we have our own news feeds and we have our own things that we're all watching. Like even if I asked you, yeah, well, and if I just asked you, hey, have you seen this show? And you say, yeah, I'm in season 3, and I'm like, well, I'm only season 2, and that kind of fragmentation is what I mean. We're not all consuming media simultaneously. Do you remember back then, back in the 80s, 90s? We'd all watch the same shows. We all had the same music, the radio, and everything. So I'm trying to find ways to have images that bring everybody kind of on the same page.
Yeah.
So I'm taking classic elements, but also trying to tell a little bit of a story by giving us all something that we can look at and think about at the same time. You know, not just kind of going in one little person's feed or this kind of little genre. I'm trying to think of myself as more like a unifier or somebody that's trying to get everybody kind of thinking and talking. That's the ultimate goal, is to kind of go in that direction where anyone can look at the image and then
but have different perspectives.
well,
Just
yeah,
like
that'll happen.
photography's art, right? You go into an art museum, somebody might see something in a painting that the
Right.
next person doesn't see
So
in a
true.
painting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's the same way
true.
with photography.
Is
Yeah.
there a moment when you captured something that you're just like, this
Mm.
is it. I'm so inspired to keep doing what I'm doing. Is there something that just mesmerized you by shooting that object, that person, that moment?
Every single time. I mean, every time we work together, I have moments like that. I have moments where I look at the screen and I'm like, who did that? You know, it's an idea you had, or maybe the subject said something and we tried it out, or, you know, and that's the important part.
There's something about being able to capture a moment in time for a still second.
Yeah. And you do have to have an eye. Gordon has an eye, and I don't really have an eye.
Yeah.
Nope, I just take a picture and go, there it is. How can I fix this now?
Where's my filter button?
I love the filters.
But your posing that you do with me is so amazing. I love that.
But I can see things, I can visualize,
Hmm.
I know how to tell a story. I just don't know, you know, it's kind of like I love music, but I can't sing it. You know,
I see what
I
you
can
mean.
see things and
Yeah.
I know how I want to tell a story, but I need someone who's a professional to be able to tell that story. Now, you don't just do photography, but something that you're really fond of and really is close to your heart is video. What is the difference between the desire to be a photographer and shooting these gorgeous photos? And there is a huge difference. Just because we have these amazing phones and we have, you know, we think we have a camera, taking a picture and having someone professionally carry on and make your story come to life is a total difference. But you also do that in video work, which are two different things. What is your passion and desire, and how do you love? I mean, you're really getting into the film work. You've been in it, but it's something you're back here in St. Louis and trying to share that with us.
Mhm. Well, film is so much different because you have to tell the story not just in one frame, but well, okay, I'm going to make the simple version. It's really an editing. When I can cut something together and you feel it, you can't do that with a still image, not that same way.
Like when I put a happy face on Kelly's rear end.
That is not professional video. That's just rude.
Yes. Yeah, really, it's editing. Editing is the heart of cinema. It's what makes the film makes you feel something. So yeah, I'm looking through a lens and it's similar as a photo, but cinematography is really the part that I'm loving, is being able to edit it to where whatever it is I'm cutting, when you watch it, I don't care if it's a wedding or a promotional film or whatever, you have a feeling and you feel something, that's the editing. And that's the music.
There's so much to it too, because it's like when you film something, you have to make sure you have enough content that you can edit, because you can have not enough content to edit to make it look the way you have to make it look. So there's so much involved with that, you know.
It makes me the sound with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think I'm fascinated when I watched the biography of the making of Jaws.
Oh, yeah.
And when they talked about that, the jaws kept breaking. So, of course,
Bruce,
Yeah. Bruce.
the actual way and use of the music and the filming, it was scarier, more heart pounding without really seeing anything. So sometimes it's the ability to tell that story in video by not actually showing you exactly what it is.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
that's pretty amazing too. I probably would have been crying. Wouldn't have thought so.
Alfred is just the way he.
Six. They said, no, it's like a thing over and over. And I think that's sort of been my blueprint. It's like a mixture between documentary and like this very dramatic. Two different styles in those films. I highly recommend. Where's the camera? Yeah, watch it. Black Stallion. Yeah, what is it? Great stuff. Please, really, it's amazing.
I mean, I have watched them, but it's been so long I can't visualize it. I'd have to put it back on to see it. What is something that you desire to film?
Oh, I want to make film here in St. Louis, and I want to tell St. Louis stories with St. Louis folks. And I don't think it's been done enough, and I think it's going to happen soon. And that's really what it is. It's not necessarily a
People on the street or celebrities and iconic people, or is it both? Kind of like that book. What's that book that's out? It's about that thick, and it's just people.
Just
St. Louis, just
Yeah.
people,
yeah.
regular people telling their
It could be a
story.
trash guy, or it could be the guy at the
Street
grocery
person.
store, or it could be CEO of a company, but they're all in this one book.
Okay. So all right. So to be more clear, I think is like a scripted
So you want to do
feature film
Okay.
that takes place here and is with people from here and telling stories about what happened here, past, now, And I don't think there's been enough. And there's a lot of really cool stories here.
And I think it gets people to think too. Like I I wish I would have been a kid that asked my parents more questions. I'm so sad that my family is gone and I didn't ask enough questions or figure out, when we interviewed Billy Bush and he's talking about how he found, these boxes of letters and things about his family that they were able to read and find out. Now, of course, his heritage is much different than mine, but my great grandparents came over on the ship into New York, and came to St. Louis, lived near the hill, and started an olive oil business.
Whoa.
That's about, and I know they were at the World's Trade Fair. My great grandfather was a sculptor, and so they were there, and that's really all I really know. And like, why don't I have
We found
clippings
them on
or
Staten Island
yes, on the registry
registry
where they
when
came over
across. We looked it up, and it was just for some reason.
There's Vide, my
it was
great grandma, and
yeah.
Carlos, my
There
poppy.
they were.
And it's
Their names.
that to me, like being able to talk about history and our families, and if you've lived here your whole life, there's such heritage and things that everybody can offer. And I wish I knew more. I mean, I'm so sad that I don't know more. And doing a video like that where people can express and talk and find out about their family, their history, I think That's brilliant as well. But I know you're doing video for businesses as well. So if
Yeah.
someone's wanting to brand and elevate their business, that is something that you can do with them. Besides taking photos, which are absolutely gorgeous, you've hit the mark every single time with us, and with your work that we see elsewhere. You also will do branded videos and photography to help people elevate their business.
Yeah, and I try to do a way where we're not just like, let's just get a shot of your sign, let's just, but
Yeah.
I try to really come up with a concept and an idea that is fun, kind of exciting, maybe something a little bit different, and something that we could make many different things from. So it's not like here's one film, that's it.
Mhm.
It's like here's one, and here's another piece, another piece, another piece, another piece, some reels, and try to make it to where it can be more than just one little part, and something that's a little bit interesting because my mind is just I don't know, I can't just settle in
Yeah.
just doing regular old,
Regular.
I don't know, I just wanted it to
Absolutely.
feel like, okay, this is kind of cool to me, so
Well, if
let's
you
go
want
forward.
to work with someone that is absolutely fabulous at photography, or maybe you need that video work created for you for whatever purpose it is that you are wanting, please, John Lore, you can literally just Google John, John, and then Lore, Lore, photography. He's going to come up. You can go to the website, take a look at his work, his videography, and let him help you elevate your business or tell your story. So, John, thank you so much for coming in, spending some time with us, sharing your work, and we look forward to the next cover of magazine with your work on it again. So we appreciate you very much.
Great, thank you so much.
All right.
All right.
Cheers to John.
All
He will
right.
be back. We have got he's sneaking out on us already.
Oh, no.
We've got Dan Abel. He is with Bissinger's Chocolate. We are going to sweeten up this room a little bit and talk to him. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Lou Information Station right here at luinfo.com and the KLIS 590 with more of In Your City show. So pour your cocktail, and come back and have some fun with us.
Come with me.
At the In Your City show. Hope you're having a great, I guess, happy hour time. You got your cocktail, your mocktail, whatever it is. And we're so excited because on the table there's chocolate. Chocolate is my very best friend. But before we get started and talk about chocolate, in the world of chocolate, we've got to mention Jennifer Williams. She is the owner at St. Louis Closet Co. She has been there for almost 35 years. This is a woman in business. From you walk in the door, every single room is stunning and different and unique, gives you an idea of what you can do in your own home. And the coolest thing about it is everything that they do to make your home business place that you have going from chaos, I guess, to calm. They do it on site. Everything is manufactured right there on site, which sometimes you worry when you get things done. Where's it coming from? Who's doing it? Is it going to come overseas? We're never going to get it. And everything's done there. Their place is huge. Their team is phenomenal. You just had somebody, actually, you referred
I did.
to
One
go
of my real
over
estate
and
clients. Yeah.
check out a room over there.
And they couldn't say enough great things about, I can't remember her name, the girl that Jennifer had come over, one of her designers, and they could not say enough great things about her.
Gosh, that's wonderful to know. But so she's fabulous. And like we said, over 35 years, she is all about supporting local. She is local and she also supports local as well. So check it out, St. Louis Closet Co. You won't be sorry. It will change your life, whether it's a small drawer, pantry, all the way up to a huge room. They do it all for you. So now let's get the room a little sweeter. We have Dan Abel Jr. So dad must be Dan Abel Sr.
Yes.
Who started Chocolate.
And I have a Dan Abel the third at home.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah.
What do you call him?
Danny.
Danny. And
Yep.
you're Dan?
I'm Dan.
What's
I
your
was
dad?
Danny at one time.
What's dad, but-
My dad's Danny to his sister, my aunt. So
Oh my
we're
gosh.
sometimes I call him D3.
D3.
Yeah, my little buddy.
It seems like when you
That's
start
so
getting into the
Yeah.
third, someone gets a nickname.
I say he's the upgraded version of all of us. He's the best model. Yep.
He tests the chocolate?
Yes, he loves
That
it.
he does. So just a brief background. Your dad, you began in the chocolate world. You grew up, you had the Willy Wonka song.
I did. And then
That's my favorite version too. I love the original, like the original Wonka movie the best, but I love the newest song, which is the new. Yes.
And you'll
Like,
be
you literally grew up. I owned a restaurant called the Chocolate
in
Cafe.
a
really?
I
world
worked with Bissingers and had some of your
pure
chocolates in my place.
imagination.
I love it.
Yeah.
Reach
And
out, touch.
chocolate has been my passion forever. And so I had this restaurant. I was introduced to you guys. I mean, I knew of you, but I really was doing some business back a long time ago at the restaurants. But I'm like losing my train of thought with music and talking about that. But my kids were like, growing up, or my one daughter, they're 10 years apart, but grew up in the chocolate cafe. I can't imagine growing up in a business where you're literally on site making chocolate all the time.
And we're about to open a chocolate cafe
You are.
in weeks.
I have goosebumps.
In weeks.
Where's that going to be?
Yeah, right there in the middle. It's we've been under construction for over a year in this new facility, and in the middle that connects it to the existing facility is going to be this new cafe. So think
Where's that at?
on the hill at the factory.
Oh my gosh, even better. So you're going to personally call and let me know.
Absolutely.
So we can be there.
So,
I'll get a buzz on.
so I'll be able to go down to the hill and just stuff myself full of great pasta and then be able to get some amazing chocolates right after.
And there's a speakeasy bar coming later on. So the bar's being finished right now too, and we want to get that perfect. So we're moving the warehouse, moving the production facility around. We're opening the cafe, we're opening the store. So we were just said, you know what, we want the speakeasy to be perfect. So let's just kind of slowly roll into that. We'll open it a little bit later.
So this will be the cafe, and then the speakeasy is going to be a whole nother experience that you're adding.
Yeah, so it's
In that same location?
hidden on the property.
Okay.
So here's,
Love that.
first of all, before we go any further,
Okay.
because it's chocolate,
Yes.
and one of my favorite drinks is a chocolate martini. So we will
Oh,
be
yeah.
having chocolate martinis at
Well, the
Speakeasy.
speakeasy.
Chocolate martini, espresso martini. I want to do a chocolate old fashioned. So I don't know if you've ever seen like
A chocolate old fashioned. That's our favorite drink, an old fashioned. I've never had a chocolate.
Tell me about it. I'm gonna have one tonight just because we're talking about this. But like, I don't know if you've ever seen the Bissinger's candied oranges, half dipped in chocolate.
Yes.
So we want that to.
Get made one time on a tour.
Oh,
with
yeah.
me.
I have to stay out of the place when we're doing it because I'll have like 10 of them. I'm obsessed. That's like my favorite Bissinger's
It
item.
smells intoxicating.
It's so good.
Are you still making your chocolates in the same location?
So we moved,
location.
Bissinger 6 years ago into our facility.
Okay, then
And
I
so on
don't
the
know
hill.
that I have been in your new location and where you're.
But it's about to completely change because the production facility is going to go into the new expansion. So we're doubling the square footage. And so
Wow.
it's been a crazy 6 years. I mean, it really has. And I think what we're doing is we were between the COVID craziness and the expansion and the acquisition of Bissinger's, we have somehow programmed ourselves that crazy is normal.
Yeah,
So
that's what I've done.
so this next chapter that we're about to embark on, I think, is like 2 years ago. If they said, "Are you going to open stores across the country at the same time?" I would be like, "No." If I ever say that out loud, just send me home. And now I'm like, guess what we're going to do? We're going to open stores across the country at the same time.
This could kind of be your what do you call that flagship? Your
It's the headquarters. Yeah.
yeah, your where you're getting it right, trying it out, and then there'll be many.
Yeah. And so we currently have on the right side where the golden bee is on that rendering, there's a retail store which it's the only place in town where you can find both chocolate, and Bissingers together. Yep.
I noticed this sign, the brown sign looks like the chocolate.
Yeah, so every other retail store is either a Bissinger's or a chocolate, but this is the combination of both. And there's a lot of because we're such a tourism driven facility here. We in the summertime we're doing 200, 300, 400 tours a day, and so there's a lot of test and learn going on in the outlet store because every day it's typically a new audience from people out of town, from families in town, and we take that data and try to make the product better.
So putting the two together, I mean, to me, I've had both chocolates many times in my life, and still have them. They are different.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
So, I mean, they are. They're very different. They're both very good, but they're very different. So you're going to keep that. I mean,
oh yeah,
that will have that style. This will have this style. This experience.
Yeah, that's been so one of the things, and the tour really helps that visually is that we have 7 production lines, and we're about to have our 8th one come on board. And so any given day, Bissinger's milk chocolate and robe toffee could be running here, and then a chocolate company red velvet cake truffle or can be running here. So 2 milk production lines. And so and each system has different tanks. So if we run over on Bissinger's milk on this line and then the chocolate tanks go out, we switch it over to a chocolate product. So instead of having like 2 big production lines where we have to do this massive change. Yeah, so our lines are really small. And we actually
I didn't know how you could do that for all the chocolates that you make.
that's a semi-current video right there. Like that's I think last summer. And you can see the lines are about I don't know 36 inches apart or about 4 feet apart. And so our whole process is micro, small batches of everything. So I
remember going in this room and I thought I was so honored to be able to go in because they don't let everybody in this.
Oh
room.
yeah.
It is a room where it's molds that you have for your individual luxury chocolates. I guess I'm saying the wrong words. I'm sure how you call them, but
I like that.
it was and I don't want to say white. It's the party so the chocolate doesn't stick in the molds. I don't want to call
starch casting.
Thank you.
Yep.
And the room was filled with that, and I had to I was all bedazzled and covered, and everything was over me to make sure that there weren't any germs that went into the room. But it was amazing getting to see that room.
We still starch cast everything. So that whole side of the business came over to our facility, and we retrofitted anything that wasn't when we bought Bissinger's. Anything that wasn't set up in our facility for Bissinger's, we went ahead and built it out.
So Bissinger's.
Hold on, what is this doing right here? So I noticed it's going back and forth.
Yeah. So that's a filled chocolate bar. So that's a caramel filled chocolate bar, and what we're doing is the machine is it's like a Rolls Royce. It's a beautiful Swiss machine. Actually, you can get a Rolls Royce a lot cheaper. And we have 4 of them. So that line is deposit. It's doing 8 deposits of the caramel and the chocolate at the same time. So imagine 2 straws in one, and it's depositing, and it's doing 8 dollops. When you look at the back of the chocolate bar, there's actually 8 squares that you can break off. So the first deposit, it kind of looks rough and wavy, and then as it goes through the vibration, it smooths it out to make it one smooth chocolate bar.
Gosh, incredible.
And if you do it too fast, you do it too slow, you'll have leaking, you'll have cracking. So everything is so perfectly timed.
So Dan, obviously, I mean, everyone doesn't know that. I knew it's been around forever, but of course, when you have someone on, you start reading more about it. To know that Bissinger stretches back to 1668.
1600s, yeah.
I mean, in France. How does that legacy influence? What is it? Obviously, it's different. The box. I mean, look at the packaging, which I did see some of the old packaging. That is kept, I guess, from those days. How is that legacy carried on to keep that rich history, and then develop into what you are making it today?
That's a great question. So I always believed, and one of the reasons we really were attracted to buying Bissingers at the time was that we shared the same DNA of, chocolate. We believed in really small batch and really premium ingredients and kind of bringing them together in a very slow process. And that's what Bissingers fundamentally was the same thing. If you took on a macro level, really small batch, really premium ingredients and, bringing it together. So we like that part of it, and that's why it was so attractive. It wasn't like high speed automated production, and that's not what chocolate was, and that's not what this. So the two came together. What is to me is so powerful at Bissinger's is the brand truly has soul. I can in 5 seconds. Someone asks me about Bissinger's, and I say, we're this 350-year-old European chocolate brand that it's about to celebrate 100 years in St. Louis, and it was truly a brand once reserved for royalty. And our job today is to carry it on. And so we because of that, we go a little bit less abstract. Like we don't necessarily, our goal is to never jump on fads. Like the newest TikTok thing is a cotton candy bar. It's called like the hair bar. So you like break into it and it's cotton candy on the inside. So it's like eating candy hair. You won't see that in a Bissinger's box.
Say, yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
We'll leave that to the 3-year-old.
Yes. So
Yeah.
so so we really believe that you want the confections to look as good as they taste, and so the product has to be made slower. We truly believe that the handmade, and so I go crazy with this. Like for example, I walk down the plant all the time and I joke with the team, they're hand sprinkling salt on the caramels as they're going down, and I always say, Sophie, only 7 pieces of salt on every caramel. And she laughs it off. But sometimes a new operator will like get so nervous and they'll go back to their supervisor and is that really what he wants? And
It's like I love Lucy where she's behind
that's
something in her mouth.
but like I go to Costco and I see a tub of caramels and the salt's on the side of the caramels, the salt's everywhere. Some of them and you can tell it's an automated salter. And I just go like I get tense just looking at it because what we want to do is create this artful product where it's so perfectly balanced. It's the right amount of salt, hand sprinkled on top. That we want our caramels to have these tight edges, the perfect balance of chocolate to center. When we feed them down the line, the operators hand feed them in perfect rows. That doesn't make the product taste better, but when the decorator gets to hand decorate them, it allows them to decorate it, so their accuracy is better. And so there's all of this precision that goes into it, and you have to do that because the brand has soul and it has this. So we try to layer that into every, like the gift bags, we want to have it foil stamped. So every element of Bissinger's, we want to be telling that story and showing off the crest and putting the date on there. And you can't just bring this beautiful gift box in a paper white bag. Everything has to be to the Bissinger's level, and that's what we're really excited about because of this next chapter in our national retail expansion.
When someone sees that bag and that packaging, they know they're getting something special.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's an experience. Well, I feel like you're really designing and developing an experience, not in just the bite of the chocolate, but now you're going forward and putting a place together to truly walk into
You should have seen like
incredible Willy Wonka experience in speakeasy form.
Yeah, we had like a 2-hour conversation of the straps. I wanted that material for the handles, and I wanted them hand tied instead of like a machine clamped press. So you can see these are all hand tied loops, and so it's that level of maybe you might be thinking insanity. It may be true, but that level of that attention to detail. So we always believe that Bissinger's deserves that, and we have to make sure that every decision we make. So I think that's the really long answer of the question you asked, like how does the 350 years portray into what we do? And it's just that the weight of that goes into every decision we do.
Gosh, I love that. When I built my restaurant out, my floor was poured to look like molasses.
Oh,
When
really?
you walk in, you look like you're walking across
That's so
chocolate
cool.
molasses. But that's the whole experience when you have something. You're
Oh,
so lucky to have something giving someone a real experience.
you should see like the new expansion, like the swinging double doors in the warehouse. In the receiving
In
docks
the
are
warehouse?
chocolate brown. I had everything custom done, and all of the door handles and all of the frames are chocolate brown, and the trim down here in the molding is all chocolate brown. And you can walk through, and it's white walls and chocolate brown. And I'm with you. Like that to me is everything.
So we're getting close on time. So I want to make sure, is there something that stands out to you that just inspires you? There's a story that just you're so thrilled to, I know there's so many reasons, but what stands out to you being in the chocolate business and now
I just
growing the Bissingers in a whole, keeping the history, but growing into a new brand?
I feel like every day I run into someone, it's like I always like Dan from Bissinger's, like that's me, or Dan from Chocolatier. Like people just know I'm in the chocolate business. That's like that's my billboard. It's my calling card. And I just can't tell you, anytime I go somewhere, someone comes up to me and tells me a story about how, I was 9 years old, my mom would take me to, Plaza Frontenac Mall, and she'd get me a molasses lolly if I was good, or I was, growing up, if we got good grades, we would go to Bissinger's and get molasses puff, or, it's not Valentine's Day without chocolate covered strawberries at chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. And so as it just compounds over the years, like we're connected to every positive memory, or not every, but so many great positive memory in people's lives. And I think about this at the holidays, like as we're running 3 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day, from helping out in the warehouse to in the factory, running, nonstops. And it's just like, guys, we got to understand that we are the gift. That box of chocolates is going to be under a Christmas tree in a week. We need to get it right. And so, you know, that to
so
me,
because I
yep.
get her for Christmas almost all the time. I'll stop and get some Bissinger's chocolate for her.
It's
Because I know when she sees
like
it,
my
she's gonna,
fire.
it's not gonna be the foil wrapped Christmas Reese's peanut butter cup, and the candy cane. It's gonna be something that's really special for her.
Difference in the taste.
Yes.
Oh, there is.
Oh my gosh.
We're in a world of
I mean, I know you but when you think of your
at the end of the day, like I can reach for, usually it's the new product or this flavor. At the end of the day, if I had to like choose one thing, it's gonna be the dark vanilla caramel, the most classic.
That's the key.
Here's like
I
the
did what you did. It's like I don't know how I
you
did
look
that.
like the little blue guy on Willy Wonka.
here's the best way to explain it. So I'm in the factory every day. My office is 50 feet from the retail store, 100 feet from the whole production facility, and at any given time, there's a million pieces of chocolate literally at my disposal. Usually that's enough to be like, oh, it's accessible, I don't need it. 2 weeks ago, I was in Palm Beach for the whole week with our construction team at the new store. I had to go to the grocery store and get a Twix because I didn't have chocolate, because our chocolate delivery hadn't showed up yet. And I'm like, I just, when you can't have it, you crave it. So because it,
Twix if you can't have Bissinger's chocolate.
I will say, like, peanut M&Ms and Twix are phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of grocery. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I absolutely will not eat at the grocery store, but those two I think are pretty darn good.
Well, it sounds like you have a lot going on. Definitely this new experience. I cannot wait to see the speakeasy and know that it's hidden somewhere in that building. Dan Abel Jr. with us today with Bissinger's Chocolate. Also, they stand behind the chocolate, 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 which we all know about as well. We are thrilled to have you on. I know we're running out of time. It looks like you brought some.
Well, you mentioned cocktail hour, and I had this. So
cocktail truffles and perfect for happy hour. Bourbon.
This is our partnership with the Castle and Key Distillery.
Bourbon caramels. And then this right here is a handcrafted chocolate.
That's our sorted box. Yep.
Wow, how fun. Well, there is something for everyone at Bissinger's. Look forward to their new experience coming soon. Thank you so much for spending some time.
Thanks for having me.
We loved it. Dan Abel, the Bissingers, and also Chocolate, Chocolate, Chocolate. Thank you for spending time with us. We won't be right. This is it. Happy hour is over, but don't worry. We've got another show that is going to be coming on tomorrow, same time, 4 p.m. for some cocktails and mocktails with the hottest happy hour in STL. So until tomorrow here at the Lou Information Station on the In Your City show, we always say to you, cheers.